Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a topic on heart, that is ischemic heart disease. In previous classes, we have already discussed the hypertension, anti-hypertensive drug. It is clear to us. Now we are going to find out the ischemic heart disease. Now, in that ischemic heart disease, your syllabus, all the diseases are there in ischemic heart disease. It has not mentioned. Only the preliminary topic, that is angina pectoris, it is mentioned. But prior to know that angina pectoris, we should know what is ischemic heart disease, or rather we should say what is ischemia. Remember that ischemia means lack of oxygen supply. Lack of oxygen supply in the myocardium. I told you previously that heart is made up with three muscle layer. One, it is endocardium, innermost. Middle one, it is called as myocardium, and the outermost it is called as pericardium. Pericardium gives the protection to the heart. Myocardium produces the contraction to the heart, and what is this? Endocardium give the smoothness, smooth wall. Okay. Now this myocardium, it is contracting, but whichever it is contracting, it's require a particular energy source. So this myocardium, it is doing a workload. So to perform this workload, it requires some energy. Energy means supply of oxygen. How this oxygen supply it will be there? Via blood. So the heart itself, it is pumping. After that pumping, the blood, it has to come to the supply to your myocardium. Means heart is supplying the blood from the ventricle. The oxygenated blood, it is coming from the left ventricle. Left ventricle, from it will release from here by arch of aorta, and from this the oxygenated blood, it has to give supply to the heart muscle. Otherwise muscle will get exhausted and it cannot work. So for this purpose there is a circulation. I told earlier also. So this particular circulation, it is called as coronary circulation. So coronary circulation means from heart to heart. The circulation from heart to heart. So now this particular coronary circulation, if we are going to find out, we are going to find out three main important arteries are there, which is supplying the oxygenated blood in the heart muscle. That three main important arteries are generating from here. So it will get divided into three divisions. Okay, ultimately three divisions. This is one, this is two, and this is three. So what are the name of this? Whatever it is coming in the right side, find out that it is coming down. Okay, so this is called as right descending coronary artery. So this is called as right descending coronary artery. Okay, this side, this what is this artery, it will go, and here it will once again get divided into two portions. One, it is directly coming down, but whatever it is coming down, it is serving the frontal side of the heart. Frontal side of the heart. That's why this is called as, this is named as, this artery, whatever it is coming, this is called as anterior left anterior descending coronary artery. Remember that. Okay, because this is serving the left side, this is coming, this is staying in frontal side of the heart, anterior, it is getting down, that's why descending, and this is the coronary artery. One artery it is there, from here it will get divided and it will serve the whole backside, means it will make a circulate nature of your ventricle. Okay, left ventricle. I told you earlier also, the left ventricle has to work more, because this is serving the oxygenated blood to all over your body. This is supplying, and that is this particular supply, it is going to get by the energy and this energy, it's or the contraction, it is going to produce or going to make up by your myocardium of the left wall, left ventricular wall. That's why left ventricular myocardium is thicker than the right ventricular myocardium. Okay, I told you. So here oxygen demand is also higher. So oxygen demand is also higher means here you have to give more blood circulation. That's why right side one major coronary artery is there. Here two major coronary arteries are there. Okay, so this side, this is circulating the whole left ventricle, back side also. That's why it is called as left circumflex coronary artery. So three coronary arteries we found. One, it is right descending coronary artery, and here this is the left anterior descending coronary artery, this one, and this is the left circumflex coronary artery. These three arteries which are supplying the oxygen supply or the blood supply to your myocardium wall. So if this will give the oxygen blood supply, oxygenated blood supply, what it will happen? Your heart will be okay in condition, your myocardium will get the energy and it will pump better. Suppose this is not getting the oxygenated blood supply, what it will happen? This particular muscle, whichever area is getting insulted or whichever area is not getting the proper supply of oxygenated blood, this area will go for cease of work, or this area will make the cessation. Means this area will stop work. So stop work means, suppose here the blood, oxygenated blood is not coming, the total this area will get stop of work because they are not getting oxygenated blood supply. What it will happen? So they will not get the supply, this muscle will not work. So like this, whatever area it will not get the oxygenated blood supply, this area will go for cease of work. So same thing we are going to find out. If there is any occlusion or arterioconstriction of the coronary arteries, then definitely this area will not get the proper supply. Suppose there is a occlusion over here, what it will happen? All the circulation will be inhibited, but this is a rare case. What we are going to find out? The occlusion may be happen here, or coronary arteries, what is this? Spasm, it may happen over here. So this total area, right side area, it will get inhibited. The oxygen supply will not be there. So the oxygen supply will not be there means oxygenated blood supply is not there. Definitely this area will not perform. This area will stop performing. Okay, so same like that, if this artery will stop work, means this artery is not giving oxygenated blood supply, this area will stop of work, this area. Okay, and oppositely, if you are going to find out if circumflex is not getting, so here the blood supply is seized or any artery constriction is there, so the oxygenated blood supply is not going. So whatever area this is supplying, this particular area will get inhibited. This total particular area will get inhibited. Okay, inhibited means this area will stop working or the work will be get decreased. So whatever the workload it is assigned to the myocardium all over your ventricle, this workload it will be performed only in the case if there is a proper oxygenated blood supply. That's why coronary circulation is very, very important to us if we are going to find out the disease which is related to ischemic. Because ischemic means, ischemia means lack of oxygen supply in the coronary muscle, means in the myocardium wall. So ischemia means that is the lack of oxygen supply in the your myocardium. So ischemic heart disease means where there is a oxygen demand is not getting fulfilled in your myocardium, that is called as ischemic heart disease. This ischemic heart disease, from the beginning we will get the first disease is angina pectoris. First disease we are going to find out, that is called as angina pectoris. Next, if angina will be untreated, what it will happen? It will generate the next further deterioration it will happen, that is called as myocardial infarction. If still untreated, then it will lead you then nothing but heart attack. So that is a continuous chain. You can find out it will start from the angina pectoris, myocardial infarction, and it will end up with the death by heart failure. Okay, so here in your syllabus we have to concentrate only in angina pectoris. In this angina pectoris, basically we have to know the meaning of angina pectoris. What is the meaning of angina? Angina means pain. Pectoris means that is the pectoral girdle. Okay, so pain in pectoral girdle. What is this? Pain in this area. This area pain, that is called as angina pectoris. As I told, this is a ischemic cardiac disease. Okay, so ischemic means lack of oxygen supply in the heart muscle. So this angina pectoris means first and foremost symptom of this angina pectoris is pain. Where you are going to find out the pain? That vary. So remember that angina it may happen at any age to anybody, but this still it is having a chance to generate when the age is increasing. Means as the age it is increasing 40 plus, the chance of getting angina pectoris increases. So this angina pectoris it is found that all the heart diseases, what about the heart diseases, that is predominant in the males than the females. Though male female both are affected, but males are having high tendency to generate ischemic heart disease than the females. Okay, so this angina pectoris, if you are going to find out, we are having three classifications, three types of angina pectoris we are there. It is there. Okay, so first one, that is called as stable angina, or this is called as classical angina also. So what is this? Here you may find what may be the reason of getting this angina pectoris. What may be the reason of this stable angina? It is clear to us, that is heavy workload by us. It may be workload physically or mentally. If you are taking more tension, any emotional stress or heavy workload, you are working more than your regular work, so you are going for heavy exercise. So all these are the reasons for your stable angina or your classical angina. Most of the cases it is clear, or we found that stable angina easily it can be recovered by taking the rest. Means complete rest, mental as well as physical rest, it's needed. So at that time definitely the angina means body demand of the oxygen supply, it will reduce and heart will get some relief. So there is a relief from stable or classical angina. Next we will go for the unstable angina. Unstable angina means this is not actually detected why it is happening. It is not clear to us, means not very much clear to us. But remember that, as I told, any occlusion or formation of clot in the coronary artery, it may cause your unstable angina. Okay, so any clot formation, suppose 3 coronary arteries we have already found, any of the coronary arteries got any clot. So what it will happen, there the blood supply it will get stuck. So immediately you are going to find out this unstable angina. For unstable angina, heavy exercise, your stress, that all are not required. Anytime it may happen, anytime. Okay, only if there is a clot formation, automatically there is a pain, it will get generated. Okay, so this clot it will be there, it's not meaning that that clot will be there for long lasting. No, our body sometimes itself removes the clot. Okay, when this clot will remove, automatically the pain will go off. Okay, so this is the unstable angina. This is little bit dangerous than your stable angina, because stable angina it is very easy to control. Unstable angina you cannot control by yourself, means without taking drug, only that non-clinical measurement it will not give you a very good relief. Okay, so we are going for the last group, that is called as variant angina. Variant angina means here we are going to find out it is the dangerous form of angina, and out of 100 patients only 1 or 2 can face this is the variant angina. But variant angina also very dominant in the case of younger patients, means who are having previously different types of angina. They may face this angina as a new disease, okay, or as a overcome. This will get deposit. So what it will happen? Here we are going to find out there is a sudden constriction in the artery, coronary artery, which may lead your variant angina, that is also called as Prinzmetal angina. Okay, that is also called as Prinzmetal angina. So Prinzmetal angina means here you are metal angina. So here you are going to find out this Prinzmetal angina. There is no reason, no predictable reasons are there. Suddenly the patient may be sleeping or taking rest. At that time also chest pain may get started, because there is the sudden coronary spasm, means coronary diameter will get reduced, means if it is the normal diameter, so it will become smaller. So if it will get smaller, what it will happen? The flow will be definitely restricted. So this will cause your variant angina. So suppose this angina is happening, remember that this is a little bit difficult to find out whether the patient is facing angina or something else. You have to have very good experience, because most of the time very beginning angina is get confused with acidity or heartburn. Okay, so suppose any patient who are having indigestion or acidity, they are facing a burning sensation in this particular area, that is called as heartburn. So here also same types of feelings it will come in the case of angina. Heartburn is the prime symptom. Okay, along with that, so there is a chest pain, total chest pain it will be there. So remember that it is not only the chest pain. Angina pectoris means some other symptoms are there by which you can find out, no, it's not only your indigestion or heart, it is a heart condition. Okay, how you can find out that? There is a pain or there is a discomfort you are going to feel, means you will feel that too heavy load it is there in your chest section, means your heart is not able to perform. You will feel there is a clumsy nature, means you will not feel the comfort nature. Along with that, you are going to feel there is a pain on your neck, on your jaw, and you are going to feel the pain on your shoulder, on your back, and on your arm also. Okay, so this is going to happen continuously, means not continuously, means angina pectoris, it's not the situation that continuous you are going to feel pain. No, not like that. It is an episodic pain. Okay, means sometimes the pain will be there, automatically after the pain will last for 5 minutes, after that the pain will go off. Okay, so that pain you may find out this is generating on your arm. Okay, after that it is come to your shoulder, it is going to your neck and your jaw section. It is also feeling freeze type of nature, means you are not feeling comfort to move your jaw. Then you should know you are facing the anginal pain. So this angina pectoris, I told you the first type of angina pectoris, rest is the prime measure we can take. And unstable angina and variant angina, actually rest will not give you such a relief. You have to take the medicine. Means angina should be detected, angina pectoris, whatever the types it is there, it should be detected earlier. You should guess is that a particular angina or not. If there is a confusion, you have to go for diagnosis. After that, the treatment has to be started as early as possible. If the treatment is not started, if you are keeping for longer time, definitely you are calling the next disorder, which will be much dangerous than angina pectoris. Okay, it should not happen. Angina pectoris should be early diagnosed and early it should be treated. So you should recognize it early.